Hello, Year 11. I am so sorry for the absolute chaos that was this morning. I know it was a little bit of a shock to lots of you. So what I thought I'd do is just put together this video to explain why we've had to self-isolate, what it means to self-isolate, and how learning is going to take place during lockdown. Now, I know lots of you are really worried, especially with this being Year 11. We've had to make this decision. It was advised by Public Health England. It is just to make sure that everybody is as safe as they can be, and we have put tons into place to make sure your learning isn't disrupted. So I will talk you through what's going to happen, and of course if you are confused or unsure or worried about anything, just pop me an email and I'll try my best to help. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is why we've had to self-isolate. We've had to self-isolate because there has been one confirmed positive case of COVID-19 by a Year 11 student. Now, we've organised you into year group bubbles because you are based in the studio, and of course you have interacted during breaks and lunch times. As a precaution, we need to self-isolate the whole year group bubble. That does not mean that every single one of you has come into really close contact with the student in question, but it does just mean there is a potential for transmission, and so we ask you to self-isolate just to keep you guys safe. Now, this is slightly confusing for lots of you because lots of you will have siblings in the school. This does not mean that they have to self-isolate. Your siblings can continue coming to school as normal. This is just because they haven't been anywhere near the student who has tested positive. Now, this advice only goes so far as you not displaying any symptoms. If, of course, you do start to display symptoms, if you do need to get a test, at that point the advice changes, and that's when your siblings, your household, would need to isolate with you. Now, we need to talk about what it means to self-isolate. Mr. Mason and myself have just spent the last hour wandering through Knutsford after we've had reports of a large group of students milling about in the town centre. That is the complete opposite of what it means to self-isolate. Self-isolation means that you need to stay at home and avoid any contact with people outside of your household until Tuesday the 29th of September. Now, you must self-isolate until the end of the day on Monday the 28th. This means midnight, and then you can come back into school as normal on Tuesday the 29th, as long as you haven't developed any symptoms. Now, self-isolation means that you cannot go out to meet friends. Even if you meet outdoors and are at a 2-metre distance, that is not self-isolating. You should not go out to the shop, and you should not be mixing with people outside of your bubble. I mentioned quite a few of you, obviously, test results of being positive are on the increase in your age bracket, and so it's really important for your safety that you don't go out and mix with people outside of your household bubble. The rest of your family can go about their daily business as normal. Mum, dad, grandma, granddad can go out to work as normal. They don't need to self-isolate, and your younger siblings can continue attending school. However, if you do develop symptoms at any point, then your household will need to self-isolate and follow the guidance on what to do if someone tests positive. You need to arrange a test, you need to let school know that you are arranging a test, and as soon as you have the result, you need to alert school via the absence line. Now, the most important thing is your learning. When we met this morning to try and organise what was going on, the most important thing to us is that your learning is not disrupted. And I think I'm going to devastate quite a few of you when I tell you what the plan is. Now, your teachers will still be coming into work as normal. We've stayed within the 2-metre exclusion zone, and so Public Health England have decided that we can remain in school. What that means is your teachers will have 1 hour slots where your lessons would normally be. And so your lessons are going to be delivered according to your timetable. Now this goes as far as registration, and so your form tutor will be inviting you to attend a registration meeting at 8:45 on Monday morning. So those of you who wander into school at 8:50, 8:51, when I'm greeting you by telling you how many minutes late you are, you need to be up, ready and on Teams at 8:45. This will be a live video session and will function as your registration. So you must attend this. This is a legal requirement. Your form tutor will register you and check that you can access Teams. Now, of course, you do not need to have your video on, and if you do, you need to be in an appropriate place. So not lying in bed on your phone. It should be somewhere, at a table, at a desk, ready to do your learning. Your teachers will then deliver live lessons. These live lessons will include a variety of media, so there may be occasions when your teacher delivers an instruction and then asks you to go away and complete some work. However, they will stay on the live session for the duration of that lesson, so they're accessible to you. An example of this would be if you have Spanish Period 1 with Miss Adamson's, then at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, you would log on to your Spanish class team. Miss Adamson's will have arranged a live meeting for you. You will attend this and you will have your lesson delivered live from your classroom. Now you will have breaks at normal times, so between 11 and 11:30 and 1:30 and 2, with the exception of Tuesday, when remember we bump that down because we'll have that extended form time. But you must be in attendance to every academic lesson. If you are unable to attend a session, the only reason you would be unable to attend would be due to illness or a medical appointment. Your parents must let school know about this in advance via the absence line as normal. So if you know you have a dentist, an orthodontist, a doctor's appointment, and that means you will miss periods 4 and 5, you must let school know either via the absence line or via email to your form tutors or myself. If you wake up one morning and you are feeling very, very poorly, then that must be reported to the absence line as normal. Is there any reason to panic? Absolutely not. I know it seemed like quite a big event. I know lots of you will be feeling worried and confused and concerned about what is going to happen going forwards, but there is no need for that. Your teachers, your form tutors, myself and Mr Mason will keep in touch with you regularly during lockdown, and we'll be producing videos, we'll do some assemblies, I'll be sending my horrendously annoying emails to you, and so we will be in touch regularly. Your form tutors will check in with all of you every morning as they would during registration in school, and there will be minimal disruption to your learning. We have acted incredibly quickly. Within about half an hour of us having a confirmation of a positive test, we had met, we had orchestrated this plan, and you were all off site before lunchtime, which is incredibly fast acting, and we have a firm plan in place to support you through the next few days. Of course, you are off school now until the 29th of September, but that only means that you are not inside the building. Your lessons, your form tutors, everything will continue as normal, just remotely via Teams. Now, this is a really worrying time, we understand, for lots of you. And if you are feeling worried, if you're overwhelmed, if you need help with anything, then please get in touch with either your form tutor, me, or Mrs Storrow. Now, this includes any technical problems. If you are unable to access Teams for any reason, if your login has stopped working, if you have no idea how to submit work via Teams, then we are all here to help. You can email me or Mr Mason directly. You can email your class teachers. Just keep in touch, because there are loads and loads of staff here who want to support you and want to ensure you get the best learning experience during lockdown. Now we will all hopefully be back in school on the 29th of September, so that will be 8:40, get the bus, the train, walk in as normal. We'll be back in our form rooms, ready to keep going with learning. You won't miss anything because we'll keep going via Teams. You will be absolutely on top of your learning, and I'm sure this is going to go by so quickly. Before you know it, we'll be back in school, we'll be ready to go. So please, please, please don't worry. If you need anything at all, if you have any questions, let me know. And I absolutely cannot wait to see you all back in school soon.